Coming up on Network Africa, South Africa's University of Western Cape suspends all face-to-face classes in the wake of protest over tuition fees. Ethiopia's security forces detain over 1,000 people in a bid to end a wave of anti-government protest. And Africa's population boom, particularly in Niger, fuels continuous migration to Europe. Hello and welcome to the program. I'm Temitope Fagbemi. South Africa's University of Western Cape has suspended all face-to-face classes in the wake of protest over tuition fees. Yesterday, a building was set alight on campus after students clashed with the police. A Johannesburg court also denied bail to Unsebo Lamini, the student leader at the University of Wits, who was arrested during earlier protest. Reports say thousands of students are expected to march on the union buildings in Pretoria to call for free tertiary education today. Well, let's get more on this story from our South African Bureau Chief, Betty Dibia, who joins us live on the program. You're welcome to the program, Betty.
Thank you, Tokwe.
We understand demonstrations are taking place in the capital, Pretoria. What more can you tell us about that?
I'm sure you've heard of the hashtag Fees Must Fall, which has spread across the country, not just Pretoria. But today was a planned march to take that protest to the union buildings, which is the seat of power. That's the president's office. The president, incidentally, is out of the country. He's actually in Mozambique at the moment. So the students marched. We understand even the lower school pupils joined in that march, and they wanted to overrun, because the way it is, there's almost 200 steps up from the south lawns up to the union building, where the government, and of course it's a high security area, being a national key point. So there was a face-off with stun grenades being fired. Some people were injured, and the paramedics came in to help a lot of people. So the protest, apart from the ones going on at the different schools, was taken to the seat of power so that the government will listen to them, according to what they said.
So were any of the protesters, were they arrested, and did government officials actually come out to address the students?
The deputy president was at an event where I was here in Johannesburg, and you had the different officials. But the police minister, the security cluster, the education minister, they've been addressing the students in different places. Yesterday there was a big meeting with the students of Wits in particular, where they were in the church very close to the school, talking about the demands that they have. So this was another planned protest, one among many, that was taken particularly to the building. It didn't end well, of course, with the face-off with the police.
Now, the University of Western Cape has announced that it has cancelled lectures, classroom lectures, for the rest of the academic year. So what happens to students who are meant to write their exams?
Well, the students have been given an option to write their examinations next month or in January, which many of them will not like. You want to finish, because the academic year in South Africa begins in January, but for the tertiary institutions, they actually start in February. But the school year starts in January. Nobody will want an overlap from the previous year into this. But the school claims that had to be done because of the violence, which you talked about earlier. And the students had 40 demands that the school said, categorizing these demands, it's not all of them that they can handle, and some of them have financial implications on the school, will cost the school a lot. Some of them include removing registration fees, including removing fees from replacing the student cards, as well as allowing people to graduate even if they have some outstanding fees. And the school said, look, we can't meet this. And instead of us endangering the lives of officials as well and the students too, maybe we have to stop face-to-face classes so that those who are going to write exams will have the option of writing in November or in January.
Now, yesterday, Betsy, a Johannesburg court denied bail to Nsebo Lamini, a student leader at the University of Wits. What has he been charged for, and what punishment is he likely to face?
Punishment, I can't really say, but it's hardly a Schedule 6 offense. But he's been charged with theft, assault, for assaulting, malicious damage to property. He's been accused, the police claims that they have footage of him inciting students to disrupt classes, drag those who are in class, or bar them from entering classes, and assaulting a female police officer. Those are some of the charges. And the magistrate, in denying him bail, said that he was mostly unfriendly and dishonest to the court. Initially he lied about a test, supposed test he was supposed to have, which the school said he wasn't exactly registered for. So these are some of the things. So he's supposed to be there till the 15th of November, and the students are threatening a lot of things, if he's not released, but they're allowing the law to take its course.
Well, finally, President Jacob Zuma last week formed a ministerial team to tackle the ongoing students' protest. Has the team come up with any recommendation or solution to this crisis?
It's a bit difficult for the security cluster. They have to tread carefully. There's a lot of violence in the country. So they're appealing for calm. They're appealing to the students to do more talking than resorting to violence. And of course, in some areas, you have the students accusing the government and the authorities in the school of militarizing their space as well. So they're treading quite carefully before it gets out of hand. But they're doing more talking than being very, very, very hard on the students. But that's how it has to be. I won't say they've come up with anything, but it's just appeals for people to be calm and talk more for the issue to be resolved. That's the security cluster that I talked about earlier. We spoke to the acting National Police Commissioner, Homoso Pachlane, who told us that, of course, you have the criminal elements that have, gotten into the mix, and we have sporadic violence in the evenings most of the time, and they believe it's not all students doing this.
Well, Betsy Divya, thank you so much for joining us on Network Africa.
Thank you very much.